Hello students, welcome to my channel. This is Dipali and in this session I will tell you about computer system. So let's start the session. First thing we will learn about that what is computer. Fine. So most of you know that what is computer. A computer is an electronic device that accepts a set of instruction in form of a program, executes it and display the output to the user. So basically what the computer system is doing, computer system is taking the data as the input, then it will process your particular input, then it will give you the output based on that input. Fine. So basically computer is an electronic device which is used to take the input, process the data and give us the output. Then a computer takes input in form of data and generates output in form of information. Basically whatever we are going to enter in the computer system, we are entering a simple data, but when the computer process that data, so we are getting some useful things and that useful thing is known as information. So the process of converting data into some meaningful information is called information process cycle. So that means when you are entering the data and after entering the data, your data is processed by the computer and then your computer gives you the output. So this whole process is known as information processing cycle. Fine. Move to the next slide. Yes, now what is data and what is information? Because as we have discussed in the previous slide, whatever we are going to enter in the computer, that is data, and when the computer is processed, then we are going to get the information. Now we will discuss what is data and what is information. So data are raw numbers or other findings which by themselves are of limited values. So data is basically what? The things which are having the limited value. Fine. Then as I told you, computer takes input as data, then it process and you will get information. Fine. Next is information is data that has been converted into a meaningful and useful context. So information is also a data, but information is having some meaning. So basically if I am talking about that particular process, what you are used to enter, whatever you are used to enter, like if you want to open PowerPoint, so basically you will follow some steps. So those steps are basically your instructions which you are giving to the computer. Then the computer is processing your instruction and what you are getting that particular software will open in front of you. Fine. So there are different ways, like you are entering some data or information of different kind of students. Fine. So whenever you are entering a data, then computer will process it and give you some useful information. I hope it's clear to all. So next is functionalities of a computer. So what are the functionalities of a computer? It takes data as input. Fine. Second, it stores data instruction. Whenever the user is going to input some data, so it is storing that data instruction and then it processed your stored data. Fine. So first thing, we are inputting a data in the computer, then computer storing that data instructions, then it is processing that data which it has stored and then it will generate the output according to the particular input and control all above steps. Fine. So basically we are entering the data in the computer, then computer is storing our data instruction, that it is processing that particular stored data, then it's generating the output and then it is controlling all the above steps. Now we are moving to the next slide, that is IPO cycle. IPO stands for input process output. Fine. So IPO means input process output. So what the diagram depict, computer takes data as input, then it will process your data and it will store the instructions, whatever you have entered over here it will store, and then it will process and then give you the information as the output. So simply input process output I am going to tell you with the daily life example. Suppose in every morning all of you are doing brush. Fine, you are brushing your teeth. So what basically you are going to do, first you are taking toothpaste and brush. So toothpaste and brush is your input. Fine. Then what you are going to do, you are going to clean your teeth. So when you are cleaning your teeth, that means it is process. Fine. The time when you are cleaning your teeth, that is your process. And what you are going to get as output, clean teeth. Fine. What you will going as output, clean teeth. So similarly computer is also working in this particular process. One more example I am going to give you which is related to your daily lives. All of you know how to make the tea. So basically what are the inputs? Your tea leaves, milk, sugar and water. Fine. These are your input. What is the process? When all the things you are putting into the pan and you are boiling all the things, what you are getting as the output? You are getting the tea as the output. Fine. So basically in the same way computer is also doing the work. It takes data and manipulate it, calculate it and put back the information into a new and more useful form, and this form is called as input process output. Fine. So information that processed and stored by the computer is called the data. I hope that is clear what is the information and what is the data and what is input process output cycle. So let's move to next slide. Characteristics of computer. What are the characteristics of computer? First is speed. So speed of the computer may be defined as the time taken by the computer to perform a task. Means we used to say that speed up basically किस पे depend करती है? Depends on your processor. So if you are having the fast processor, so you can calculate or do the things as faster. Fine. So computer takes only a few seconds for calculation that we takes hour to solve. And basically if we are going to about the normal computers also, those who are not having the high processor also, and if you are compare yourself with the computer, obviously computer do the work faster as comparable to the human beings. Fine. So its speeds is measured in the megahertz and gigahertz. Fine. And we are telling that it is going to compile the work in that this per milliseconds and in that per time. And next point is storage. Computer has mass storage section where we can store large volume of data for future use. Obviously it is having a large storage capacity, so whatever things we want in the future we can store in the computer because it's having a large storage. This data will be easily accessible when needed. Obviously we are storing the data in the computer hard disk. Fine. And whenever we need that particular data, we are just opening that particular drive and we are going to get the data. Fine. So storage can also be a different type like magnetic disk, magnetic tape, optical disk. There are different type of techniques in which we are using to store the data, and we are measuring in terms of that. You might have heard kilobyte, kbs, mbs, gbs, tbs. Fine. So these are your measuring units. Now next point is accuracy. The computers are accurate machines that can perform large number of tasks without errors. But if we feed wrong data to the computer, it returns the wrong information, accordingly called garbage in, garbage out. Basically, whatever you are entering into the computer, it is responding according to your input. So if you are going to enter wrong information, obviously it will give you the wrong output. Simple na? Because computer is not having its own brain, you are operating the computer. Fine. So whenever you are going to input the data, if it is correct, then you will get the correct output. But if you are going to feed the wrong information, so according to that your input, you will get the wrong output. But whenever we are working with the computer, whenever we are storing the correct data with the computer, so the degree of accuracy in a computer is very high, and every calculation is performed with the same accuracy. Whenever you are going to perform any calculation with the computer, obviously you can make a mistake, but computer will give you the correct result. Fine. Next is diligence. Diligence means when a person is not getting a bored by doing the same task again and again. So in the case of computer also, the capacity of performing repetitive tasks efficiently without getting tired is called diligence capacity of the computer. So that means your computer is not telling I got tired, I cannot do the work. Obviously this statement you cannot get from your computer. Your computer will not tell you that ma'am or sir, I got tired, please give me some time, I want to rest for the 5 to 10 minutes, then I will start. Basically you used to tell in the class to your teachers, na, ma'am we are tired, just give us the break for 5 minutes please ma'am. But in case of computer, obviously it is a machine, so it is not getting tired, and this particularly feature is make the computer diligence. Fine. So it is free from tiredness, lack of concentration, fatigue, unlike humans. Humans के अंदर प्रॉब्लम होती है, ठीक है, कॉन्सेंट्रेट नहीं कर पाते, थक जाते हैं, ठीक है. बट कंप्यूटर इज नॉट गेटिंग टायर्ड एंड इट don't have the problems like the human is having. So it can work for hours without any errors, and it can calculate millions of instruction and give you the result accurately. Fine. Next feature is your computer is versatile. What is the meaning of versatile? What is versatility? The capacity to perform completely different types of work effectively is called versatility of the computer. So computer cover mostly area we can think of nowadays. So basically you can see we are using computer in every area. Fine. Either we want to do the calculation, either we are going out and we are getting the bills in the malls. Fine. Whenever we are going, either we are going to the bank, railways, airways, we are finding the computer is everywhere. Fine. So it is versatile nowadays. So whenever you are going everywhere, either you want to play the game, either you want to type the document, you want to shop online, fine, you want to do your office work, you need the computer. Reliability. So what is the reliable? Reliable means on which we can trust. Fine. So some of the main use of the computer is based around the idea that they are reliable. So huge database that are very difficult to control by a people can be dealt in a much more reliable manner by the computer. So however, there are some computers that are much more dependable than others. Reliability can affect by how old the computer is and how much data it can store. So basically it can do your data and it can store your data and it can process your data without having any errors. Fine. And your computer is automatic machine, fine, which works without the intervention of the user. Automatically it will just, you have to input the data, then it will convert into the information automatically. So these all are the characteristics of your computer system. Now next point is, if a thing is having some advantages, so it also have some disadvantages. So what are the limitations of the computer? So your computer is also having a limitations where the human can perform better but not your computer system. First thing, no thinking and decision making power. If I am talking about humans, human can think and human can take the decisions, fine, but computer is not having that brain for thinking and it cannot make the decision at their own. So the computer cannot think themselves. The concept of artificial intelligence shows the computer can think, fine. जो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का कॉन्सेप्ट है, इट माइट बी शोइंग दैट कंप्यूटर इज थिंकिंग, बट still this concept is dependent on the set of instruction given by human brain. Until and unless we are not going to give the instruction to the computer will not work by itself. कभी ऐसा हुआ है कंप्यूटर खोला, उसने आपका वर्क अपने आप ही करना स्टार्ट कर दिया? It will never happen. Fine. Computer will work according to the input provided by the user only. Computer is not having the brain. He don't know that ki you want to play the music, or you want to open some online application, or you want to open the PowerPoint presentation software, or you want to open your some office software for doing the work. You must have to instruct the computer what it has to do. So it cannot take any decision. It can only perform the tasks that are instructed by the user. As I told you, after opening the computer, your computer doesn't know what you want to do, because it's not having that particular things. Next point is zero IQ. So computer machines are with zero IQ level, fine. So they can only perform the task according to the instruction given to them, and they can't make changes by themselves. It required by a situation. You cannot say that it is the common things, ये तो IQ है. So computer is not having any IQ. It depending on the user IQ. Fine. Whatever the user going to enter, it will perform the task. Then no instinct. Lack of feeling is another limitation of the computer. Computer is not having any feeling. The computer cannot feel like a human, and it does not have emotions or knowledge. So computer will not feel your emotions. Fine. So it does not get tired and keep on doing its task. Computer take decision based on instincts if logic does not work, but computer only follow the human instructions. Fine. So computer is following the human instructions only. So it cannot think and make the decision. It is not having any IQ. It's not having any feelings. Fine. So these are the limitations of the computer. Next is functional components of a computer system. So what are the functional components of the computer system? Look the diagram very carefully. As I told you, we are going to enter data in a computer. So fine, for entering the data in a computer, we need input device. So we can use either keyboard, card reader, mark sensor reader, barcode reader, MICR, OCR, that is magnetic ink character reader. Fine. Optical character reader, mouse, scanner, digitizer, voice input. These all are your input devices. Fine. When you are going to enter the data in a computer with the help of these input devices, then your CPU, that is central processing unit, it is having some components like memory unit, control unit, arithmetical logical unit. In which memory unit basically used to store your data. And what is the use of control unit? Control unit sends and receives signal from all parts of the computer, and it ensures that all processes takes place at the right time and in the correct order. So control unit basically controlling the things in your computer system. And what is ALU? What is arithmetic logical unit? Arithmetical logical unit is a part of your CPU which processes and manipulates your data. Fine. It performs a simple calculation based on your mathematical operation like plus, minus, multiply, divide. Fine. And on the data is temporarily stored in the register. So basically ALU is able to perform logical operation like comparison on data also. Fine. So then next thing which the CPU is also having, which is not here in the diagram, that is registers. So register is a storage location found on the CPU where data or control information is temporarily stored. So we are storing data in the register, and registers are usually much faster to access than internal memory because that is inside the CPU. So data which we want to use very frequently, that data computer is keeping in your register. You yourself cannot keep any data in the register because you cannot see the registers, and computer will do it for you. Fine. So basically what we are going to see over here in this diagram, we are seeing we are going to input the data in a computer with the help of input devices. Then your data is processed by a computer with the help of CPU. It is also storing your data in auxiliary storage devices like floppy disk, ROM, magnetic tape, hard disk, etc. And after processing your data, it will give you the output. So you can see the output on any one of these output devices. Either it is virtual display units, that is VDU, either it is your printer, it's your computer plotter, voice synthesizer, and CD-ROM. Fine. So this all about how your computer is going to do the function. Next is input unit. So what is input unit? As we have discussed, a device through which data and program from the outside world enter the computer system. Whatever the device by using which the outside world can interact with your computer system is known as the input unit. So first input unit, as we have seen in that picture also, is keyboard. So what is a keyboard? It is an input device which sends data into the computer, and the data sends depend on the key pressed by the user. So whatever the key you are going to press in the keyboard, that particular data it will send to your computer. Fine. And as you know that your keyboard is containing the alphanumeric divides. So basically if you will observe the keyboard, let me show you the keyboard of my laptop. So basically you will observe here, these all are the function keys. Fine. These all are your numbers, and this is your normal alphabets. Fine. This is normally your alphabets, this is the function keys, this is number, and this is normally your alphabets. And next is your mouse. So what is a mouse? A mouse is a small hand-handled input device which controls a cursor in a graphical user interface. What is a graphical user interface? Whatever you are going to see on your computer screen, the icons and all the things, that is your GUI interface. It can move and select text, files, folder, etc. on your computer according to the user input. So basically it is a pointing device which is used to select the things according to your input. There are different kind of mouse also available, like mechanical mouse, optical mouse, wireless mouse, and nowadays most of you might be using the wireless mouse and optical mouse. Fine. Next input device is light pen. So light pen is what? It is an input device. Fine. And it is a pointing device that can be used to select anything on a computer screen by simply pointing it or for drawing figures directly on the screen. So basically with the help of the light pen you can draw the things whatever you want to draw, as well as you can point out the things whatever is present on the computer screen. So that particular input device is using a CRT concept, that is cathode ray tube, for displaying to point items on the screen or draw new items or modify the existing ones. So in this you can find the light sensitive detector to select the object on a displayed screen. Why it is called the light pen? Because its action is activated by light, therefore it is a light sensitive. So basically how it is performing, there is a light sensor in the pen by which it and that particular sensor helps to perform. Fine. Basically the tip of that light pen is containing a light sensitive element which when placed against the screen detect the light from the screen, enabling the computer to identify the location of the pen on the screen. That means जो भी आपका light pen होता है, when your that particular point of that pen, जब उसका जो पॉइंट होता है पेन का वो स्क्रीन पे होता है तो स्क्रीन की लाइट से सेंस करता है उसे, ठीक है. And after the computer recognize the point, you can perform the click operation by pressing the pen on the computer screen. And as your computer is recognizing that particular light pen, so you can start performing the information with the help of that particular light pen. And let's move to the next thing, that is OMR. OMR stands for optical mark reader, and it is used to read mark on the document and send them to the computer. आपको OMR sheets मिली है ना कई बार work करने के लिए. In most of the schools, students are getting the OMR sheets for filling the things like optional MCQs exams. So it is used to read the things. OCR stands for optical character reader. It is character recognition, you can also say instead of the reader. So it is an input device which reads printed text and send that to the computer. Fine. Next is your barcode reader that most of you have seen in the malls, in the big bazaar, each and everywhere. Whenever you are going to purchase the item, that one barcode is there on your particular item, which are having the lines and some numbers are written over there. Fine. So what is the use of barcode reader? Barcode reader is used to read that particular barcode, and whenever they are placing the barcode reader on that barcode, all the information related to that product is displaying on the computer screen. Fine. So next is smart card reader. So smart card reader, it is embedded with a microphone that can hold a certain amount of personal data in its memory. All of you are using the smart cards. Fine. So smart card reader is what? It is used which can hold certain amount of personal data in its memory, is known as smart card reader. So sometimes you are going to erase the smart card from your phone and then you are putting in the smart card reader, then it will reading the information from that particular memory card. Then QR code reader. QR code, that is quick response code. Fine. So it is special kind of barcode that anyone can scan with a smartphone app, with that usually directs the user to a website. While you are making the payments with the Paytm, Phone Pays and other things, what you are going to use? You are going to use the QR code. Nowadays, while you are sharing the things from the Share It also, sometimes you are not able to get connected directly. So what you are doing? You are just opening the QR code reader and you are scanning that QR code, and then you are start sharing the things with your friends or family members. So that is that's all about the quick response code. Next is biometric sensor. You have seen the biometric sensor in the school also. It is kept over there for recognizing the fingerprints or eye scan. So it is used to uniquely identify a person on a basis of the physical or behavior traits. Next is microphone. It is used to provide the audio data to a computer, and it works with a sound card, and it's mainly used for the sound recording. Why we are using the microphone? For the sound recording. In aspect of this, many other things are also there, like input devices like MICR, magnetic ink character readers. Whenever you will observe your check, so in the check, your some codes are written at the below whenever you are observing the checks. So that is written with the MICR, and that particular check they are scanning with the help of magnetic ink character reader machine. Fine. And one more thing, that input device is your touch screen. Touch screen is a computer display that serves as a input device. Fine. So touchscreen computers are also there, which can perform the work according to the user instruction. User just have to place the finger on the screen, then they can select the various things on the computer system. So students, that's all about today's session. I hope you like this session. Sorry, I hope you like this session. So just press the like button and subscribe this channel for getting the latest information about all the videos, and share this video with your friends. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day ahead.